yawning. I swear a lot.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Limbus Company. So, there's fucking, well, Purgishnack going on, and excuse the fuck out of me, but what are two of these IDs I see with my old and bloodshot eyes? Why didn't anyone tell me that was a Night Owl's ID? And I say that like I'm complaining, I'm actually not, because you guys actually did your jobs and didn't tell me what was here, which I very much appreciate. Thank you. But there's a fucking Night Owl's ID. It's Greg. Greg the Night Owl. That's fucking insane. So, to clarify real quick, but the Night Owl, like, set and cards and outfit, as it were, appearance, are my go-to options for my own nugget in Library of Ruina. I don't go for the, I think it's, who's the boss? Is his name Alan or something? I can't remember. I don't go for the boss's gear, just a regular Night Owl, you know? It's a nice fit. They've got the stiletto dagger and the moves are really good. I like the move set as well. Big fan of the Night Owls. It's why I got massively hyped when we saw them in fucking Canto 8. For a brief split second, we saw one Night Owl. I think it might have been their boss. I can't remember. Point is, I love Night Owls. All about it. They're fucking sick. Absolutely love them. And to put it on Gregor, well, you're just asking me to want it, basically. This is like he made it for me. Obviously, they didn't, but it feels like it. So we're gonna give this a go. If I ended up getting fucking Zhong Ishmael instead, I'd be just as happy, right? But also, I have so many shards. I think I need to get this shit while I've got the opportunity to do so. Oh, I don't have enough? I think you'll find I do, actually. I think you'll find I do. That's the funny thing, is that I do have enough. Let's have a look at this. Oh, yeah.
내게 남은 건 너를 처음으로 담당했다는 볼품없는 금지밖에 없는데 결국 선택받는 건 그쪽이야?
That's fucking sick. That's fucking sick. Rodia looks fucking amazing. I love it. So if I'm right, I mean, I feel like this is a pretty easy assumption to make, but this would be a sinking ID, yes? Of course it's sinking. Why the fuck wouldn't it be? It would be absurd if this wasn't sinking. The Power of Justice, Deep Tears, which is a resource for certain skills, plenty of sinking. Arcana Pierce, extra power on sinking. So, if I remember correctly, oh, there's some good stuff here. Lose SP, yeah, because that's a minus coin. Most of these are plus coins, though. The Knight's Faith. Gaining Tear Sharpened, and gaining Tear Sharpened makes you lose SP. But presumably helps you power shit up. Oh boy, there's some stuff here. So my thought process, I guess, was that, like, if I remember correctly, yeah, my sinking team, quote unquote, because it's not very sinking at all. Could do with some work on this. But yes, I remember Rodia wasn't exactly. She was a non-presence in this team. Not anymore. Now, suddenly, she might have gone from being a literal non-presence where she doesn't even have a fucking support passive to support this team, to being a frontliner. Thanks to this. I know I'm miles behind you guys. I know this was the last one, Purgishnack, but I finally got it, so I'm really pleased. Gloom and Pride is what we're working with here. It seems to be, yeah, moving between Blessing and Despair. I'm not going to go too much into it right now. Maybe in a little bit, but I was just really wanting to get that. When I saw that it was dispensable, I was very excited. Now we've got these two fucking egos, which of course we can have a fucking quick look at. Maybe grab, maybe nab, maybe have. Maybe just take. Don Quixote. Thank you very much. That was too much, but it's okay. Give me some of that. You love to see it. Now, I don't really use Love and Hate Don Quixote as such, but because I've got my Rupture team, which is basically my 7 team as well, and I really do prefer, what's this fucking called, Smiling Lantern. I really like Smiling Lantern, but this would be a very powerful thing to build into. Also, there is an Envy skill. Hang on, that's an Envy skill. Hold on a minute. Vav. Oh, Sebon. This work, and it does charge. And it does charge. Can we get a Don... Do I have a Don Quixote ID that has charge? Hang on a minute. Wait just a sec. Hold on a mo. Does Don Quixote have a... She does. She does. She does. She does. Is this gonna be... That's a sick fucking image, by the way. I've never seen that before. Holy crap. That is such a good, That's such good art. I really like that. Her fucking expression there is amazing. But, yeah. This could... I thought, there's not enough Envy skills here, and her passives are building off of Gloom, not Envy, which annoys me because this would be perfect if this was more Envy focus. Because this would play off really well from Electric Screaming and Telepole, and now in the Name of Love and Hate, but it's just not Envy enough. It's more Gloom than Envy. But I almost don't care. But I would have to sacrifice Middle Dawn, and Middle Dawn is one of my favorite IDs in the game. She fucking rules. Absolutely adore this ID. Decisions. Although I think I would like to go into Kanto 9 with a charge team. Maybe even lean hard into Warp Corp. I know like multi-crack Faust is better, or is considered better for an Envy team, very specifically. But maybe that'd be fun, right? Because charge is obviously ridiculous. Like, it got super strong. But I imagine Warp Corp is, well, still very good, because like Warp Corp, Otis, for instance, is super, super good. She was like a staple of our team going through the Pilgrimage of Compassion. But maybe an overall Warp Corp team might be a little bit more balanced, not a bit not too crazy, you know, because I don't want to completely dust the Kantos. I'm not under a time limit to do them when they come out, so I have no reason to rush them. I don't really want to go into Kantos anymore with a super hypercharged, overpowered team, because I just don't want to completely rinse the bosses. It's not fun. I really enjoyed fighting the Knight during the Pilgrimage of Compassion, because we were not well built for it, and it was a challenge, and he was tough, and there was stuff to work around. Like, the cold mechanics were fucking great. I loved cold. As much as I hated cold, I loved it. I was like, this is brilliant, because you really have to think about it. I mean, you'd have to think about it less if you were using like an evade team, obviously, but I wasn't, so I had to really think about it, and it made it really cool, and I really liked it. Maya's less so, but Maya's wasn't bad. I just really wasn't keen on nervous impairment. I was not keen on it as a concept or as a gameplay mechanic, as a status effect, because there's no real counterplay to it. I mean, there's stuff you can do. You can evade things, sure. Once again, I wasn't using an evade team, but it just didn't feel like there was any counterplay. At least with Cold and Frozen, yeah, I had a bunch of IDs who couldn't necessarily stop themselves from swinging at the Knight, but there were ways to manage that. There were turns where I could just have them not attack, but then I had to measure in the fact that if I don't attack, then the fight's going to keep going and we might not be able to last that long. So there was counterplay, which I was incentivized and disincentivized to use, which created complex decisions in the moment, which I really enjoyed. With Maya's, it was more just muscle through and try and take her down. Just weather it and keep an eye out for the fucking Sea Roomba, which, yeah, it turns out that really buffs her a lot. Yeah, my only real complaint with Mayor's is actually nervous impairment. I know I was like, oh, fucking regenerating health bar. And yeah, I'm not keen on bosses that use shield instead of health, because it basically amounts to the same thing, barring some specific circumstances. But that didn't annoy me as much as nervous impairment. Nervous impairment is what pissed me off. But in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that bad. It was just tough. I think I wasn't enjoying the fight as much as I should have, because A, I was under a time constraint, and B, I accidentally did not fucking concede the fight before I lost, and then went all the way back to the start of the dungeon, which put me in a sour mood, as I'm sure you can imagine. But my overall assessment of Mayor's is that she was not a bad boss fight. It was just, there was an aspect of it I wasn't particularly keen on. But the Knight was fucking sick. One of the best bosses Limbus has had in a while. In a solid long while. Since Don Quixote, I'd say. Dad Quixote. I really liked Dad Quixote. Although, actually, no, he's better than Dad Quixote. As much as I love Dad Quixote as a character, I think the Knight was a better boss fight because there was more easily identifiable, maybe not easily identifiable, but more clear counterplay other than, I hope you brought an evade team, Lamau. But Dad Quixote wasn't bad. I really liked Dad Quixote a lot. Really cool fight. But I think the Knight might be the best fight I've had in Limbus. I'm trying to think of one that might be better. I think from a pure gameplay perspective, I think the Knight was the best fight I've had. Really good. Really, really good. That was a solid fucking intervallo. I'm glad I played it. But I got off topic ever so slightly. Although we can talk more about the intervallo in a minute, I suppose. Why not? Solemn Lament. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. I'm gonna run out of this, I think, though. Where are you, Greg? There you are. 308? I don't think that's enough. Nope. I might not be able to get Don Quixote even if I wanted to. Warp Corp Don Quixote. Although I can always do more Battle Pass shit, and that should get me enough shards. There we go. Go on, lad.
가엾고 슬픈 아이들이군. 그저 애도를 표할 수밖에.
Those are the most gorgeous pistols of all time. And my lad looks tremendous here as well. Fun fact, very minor thing, right? But I remember when I was investigating mods for Fallout New Vegas, because I was deciding whether or not I was going to play it again, because Fallout New Vegas is one of my favorite RPGs ever. I love that game to pieces. It definitely has problems. I'm not one of those people who will tell you that it's perfect, because it's not. In fact, it's buggy as shit, but I love the game to pieces. And the DLC is fantastic as well. But I was looking through mods, and someone made a Solemn Lament mod for it. Now, it's nothing crazy. It just adds the sound effect to a standard 10mm pistol, a modified 10mm pistol. But the fact that someone did that just pleases me. I don't know. It was like, yeah, this person knows. They know what's up. They know what the good shit is. They know why everyone likes Solemn Lament. Yes, the black suit is incredible. Yes, the ebony ivory pistols are incredible. The real deal is that fucking noise. It's the noise. It's the sound. It's the ding. Oh, the ding. Oh, the ding. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Real quick. That's an HE. Okay. Flips coins. Each coin flips against a random enemy among its targets. The first coin always targets the main target. All on hit effects and all damage dealt by each coin are inflicted only against a random target the coin selected when inflicting butterfly over the skill effect. The attacker heals the living divided by 4 SP. So it seems to heal his SP and damage the enemy's SP. I haven't read it properly. I would look through this a bit more thoroughly in a minute. I'm just having a quick look around. Dope stuff. Nice to start nabbing some of this like really premium cool shit that we get in Purg Snack. Oh, I would need to get you as well. And the thing is, I could, and I hear the Warp Corp Yi Sang is really fucking good. Also, I remember Morchkins did fan art of me as this specific identity years ago now. It would be years ago. I think it was when I first started Limbus Company. I assume it was Yi Sang because Yi Sang uses double daggers and I had double daggers, so. But yeah, that was fucking sick. If I can find it, I'll post it. You should look at Morchkin's stuff. They're very talented. I'd love to get both of these. I'd love to set up that Warp Corp team. Maybe. Let me know what you think. But yes, let's try and get fucking Night Owl Greg. Boy, do I need that. Very good time. Good start. Oh wait, it would need to be green, wouldn't it? Poor start currently. That's fine though. So if anything from my attempts to pull the fucking Arknight's egos is anything to go by, I'm probably not going to get either of them while I'm attempting to do this, but that's fine. We got to try, after all. What with the lessened income due to having the puppies and putting up less videos, don't think I can splash out money on this one, which is unfortunate, but well. All of these will be useful. But, you know, we got a massive reward for the live stream, and then there's the weekly, like, maintenance fucking lunacy stuff, and then I've been doing my mirror dungeons, obviously, so I got some tries I can make. Also the tickets, which I got from the Bok Yak. I did go through the Murder on the Warp Express. And yeah, it was cool. Everyone's voices were roughly what I expected. It was good stuff. Nothing particularly out of the ordinary as far as I'm concerned. But I'm glad that I think I said this before when I did a previous Bok Yak, but I'm glad they're doing these because it means new players are getting a proper solid experience as they go through Limbus, like having them all be voice acted, because the voice acting does add a lot. As much as I can sit here and make silly voices when going through them, it's never going to be as good as actually getting to listen to the sinners talk. It just isn't. So I'm glad that players who might come in after this point will get to, you know, play with that, get to listen to that, and get to experience the stories as they're intended, rather than me giving Heathcliff that accent, whatever the fuck it is. I love doing that accent, and I ain't fucking stopping it. I don't give a shit. And Don Quixote, I love voicing Don Quixote, although it does absolutely kill my throat, but it's very fun. Come on, Greg, you know you want to join my team. You know you want to join my team, don't you, buddy? Yeah, you want to join team as a night owl. Yeah, you do. Come on, man. You know you wanna. Yeah, you know you wanna. Come on, you dickhead. Ah, it's yellow. God damn. Why would you surprise me with that? It was nothing. Oh! Oh! Yes!
비가 그칠 무렵에는 이 골목을 영영 떠나야겠어.
Yes! 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 Look at my fucking lad!
살고 싶거든.
He has a cigar! Night Owl's Capitano Gregor. Oh, you love to see it. You fucking love to see it. Yeah, you fucking do. We'll come back to that because I will try and get Jean Ishmael if I can as well. Is there anything here? I think I checked this and I actually have all of these. I forgot I had Dawn Office Sinclair. Like, that's an ID I actually forgot about, which is insane because it's so good. Yeah, I have all of those, so may as well just keep trying for Wally Purg, really. Greg, mate, you might have my favorite ID now, which is quite a statement because Greg has multiple of my favorite IDs. The Edgar Family Heir, Kurakumo Clan Captain. I really like Lewis Association, though. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but I do really like it. But these, not this. Well, I do like Twin Hook, but it's not my favorite. These two are two of my favorite IDs in the game. That one because it's fun and cool and stupid, and that one because it's just fucking sick. We might have another one now. Please don't be a Tremor character. I'm not huge on Tremor characters. You son of a bitch! Fine, it's whatever. Gap attack, Tremor, bleed, open wound. At 2 stack, replace this effect with deep wound instead. Gain 1 bind next turn. Oh, so it is playing into what they used to do in Runa, where they would inflict bind and shit. And without actually literally inflicting bind, unless that comes with the upties. Clash Wind, trigger Tremor Burst and reduce target's Tremor count by 1, inflict Tremor count, inflict open wound. Okay. Stiletto Doppio, that's fun. If target has deep wound, on Tremor Burst gain bleed count. Oh, bleed Tremor, that's really interesting. Cannot gain open wound and focus encounters the part. Okay, they cannot gain open wound when they have a deep wound. Alright, that makes sense. Gain stack -1 binds next turn. Turn end, reduce stack by 1. If target has deep wound, activate the Night's Owl instead. Oh. Target 6+ bleed Tremor, coin power +1, trigger Tremor Burst, bleed Tremor, open wound. Amplitude conversion into Tremor Hemorrhage. Lust damage equal to sum of Tremor potency and bleed potency and lose 1 bleed count when hit by skills that trigger Tremor Burst. Sure. Okay, that's really cool. Trigger Tremor Burst. If the target is staggered or has fatal wound, or if the enemy core has less than 20% HP, use Mercy. Night's Owl. Deal 10% extra damage for every haste on self and bind on target. Deal extra damage if the enemy core has less than 20 HP. Coin power +1 for every 4 bleed and tremor on target. Clash Wind, Tremor Burst. Oh, this is some tasty stuff. So what's Merci? I don't think it's pronounced like that because it's not the French spelling, but, or is it? I don't know. Merci. Oh, because it's Italian. So it'd be chi instead of si. Unless I'm really not understanding pronunciations of anything, which is pretty on brand for a British guy. Dire Straits, I love that band. Sultan's a Swing, Walk of Life, Money for Nothing, Clashable Guard, gain haste. If target has bleeding tremor, gain more power. Okay. Painless Mercy, unless reused via external effects, Night Owl Capitano Gregor skill Merci can be used up to 2 times per turn. What is it though? Oh, there are multiple skills. Oh, I see. Merci. Or Meche. I don't know. That. Whatever it is. The skill does not trigger defense skills and cannot gain ego resources. Coin power +1 for every 20% missing HP on the enemy core. Max 2. If the enemy core has less than 20% HP, deal 80% extra damage. That's very fun. When this unit kills an enemy or breaks apart, gain 1 pierce power up next turn, once per turn. Very standard, but very good. When using a base attack skill, if this unit speed is faster than the target, inflict defense power down on the target for every 2 speed difference. After ally attack using base target skill, a base attack skill, so the enemy core has less HP, so he gets a follow-up if an ally weakens it sufficiently. That's really good, and he can do it up to 2 times per turn. One ally of the highest speed when using a base attack skill, if this unit speed is faster than the main target, inflict defense power down on the target for every 3 speed difference. That's whatever. But pretty cool. Okay, well he's fucking sick. I don't particularly like Tremor teams that much. I think actually maybe it might actually just be that I'm not too keen on T-Corp because the what was the effects? I want to make sure I'm getting this right. It was on these two. It was like the stop time shit. Yeah, time moratorium. I didn't really like. Don't get me wrong, it did lead to some insanely good shit. I'm not saying borrow time is bad. Or time moratorium, sorry. I'm not saying time moratorium is bad at all, because it's not. I just didn't like that it was like, okay, well, they're not taking damage for 2 turns. Because in some fights, I was like, look, I could really do with staggering them right now. And that's not happening because they're not taking damage. It's only purely a personal preference thing. That is not a statement of quality, because it is insanely powerful, and I remember absolutely battered Dulcinea during Canto 7. Yes, Canto 7. So it is really good, it's just, I'm not in love with it. I guess when it pays off, it really pays off, and there's something to be said for that, but the rest of the time I'm not too keen. Well, we've only got 1 left. Let's see if we can get Ishmael. I might see if I can pay a tiny amount of money to get up to 1300, then I might do that just for 1 more. And it's not looking brilliant, but you never know. Anything could happen. But of course, these are obviously playing off of what happened in Canto 8, where we saw a Zhong office member and a Night Owl. I think it was the 2 leaders, but I can't remember. It's been a minute. But yeah, I'd absolutely love to get these characters because they're both sick. And Zhong office always made me upset because they were so underwhelming in Ruiner. Like, the Night Owls were fucking sick. Yeah, I didn't get anything. Not hard to make a Night Owl character work, right? But Zhong, you had to really work for it. It was definitely possible, it's just, you know, it was a lot of work, and the end result was pretty fucking mid, typically. Oh, why couldn't you just give me ace? Nice, 6. Fine, $4 is $4. Alright, well, as the scholars and gentlemen of Daft Punk used to say, one more time. I don't know if they're scholars or gentlemen. I don't know them personally, funnily enough. Who knows? Maybe there's an Ishmael in here somewhere. But yeah, I quite liked the Compassion or Pilgrimage. I quite liked the Pilgrimage of Compassion. I realize I fucked up that sentence. You know, I'm kind of tired at the moment looking after puppies. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep, so you'll have to cut me some slack. I liked it. I wouldn't say it didn't do anything particularly crazy for me. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, this is the hypest or this is the most emotional thing ever. It was fine. It was fine is unfair. Fine is less than it was. It was slightly above adequate. So good. So I would say it was good, but nothing crazy. Nothing like, oh my god, this is the best fucking story I've seen, or these characters are so good. They were fine. They were good. It was all right. It was definitely worth my time. That I will definitely say. It was definitely worth my time. Come on! No! Oh well. Definitely worth my time. The music was okay, which feels a bit weird to say. The Knight's theme was really good. Maya's was a solid 2nd place, and the rest of the tracks were whatever, which is weird because I hear lots of stories about Arknights having really good music, and then I kind of played that and I was like, I don't know. That combined with, I mean, appreciate it was probably just Studio AIM doing the music for this, but even from Studio AIM, I was expecting a bit more. They're still incredible, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the standard combat tracks and like fighting, whatever his fucking name was, Gramps, I don't remember his name. Those tracks were quite underwhelming. They don't have to be crazy, they're just standard encounters, but something a little more catchy, like Canto 8 and the intervals leading up to Canto 8 with that steady beat, with like the Chinese twinge to it, was really solid. But the ones in the Pilgrimage of Compassion were just kind of whatever. Once again, really not a big deal at all, but could have done with a bit more verve, a bit more, I don't know what more of, just a bit more of something. Okay, I think I want to try setting up a charge team. And kind of figuring out how I'm going to do that. I want it to be Warp Corp because that seems fair. Literally the reason is because that seems fair. Because I feel like if I use all the best charge characters, we will absolutely destroy Kanto 9. So, then again, I hear that Warp Corp fucking Ryoshu is insanely good, so maybe we will just destroy it anyway. I hear that some of these Warp Corp identities also kinda suck, and that's good, actually, it's what I want. Guess me, we don't have a ton of charge characters. It's not something I've really focused on. Obviously, we have Warp Corp Otis, and she's fucking sick, and I don't even know if Gregor has a charge character. Let's have a quick look through the dispensary. So obviously we've got Warp Corp Yi Sang, which we could get right now. I'm just holding off for now, just to see what my options are, right? We've got Warp Corp Don Quixote, who I probably can't afford, but I would probably like to. There's Warp Corp Merceau. Reindeer Merceau. R-Corp Merceau. Rhino Merceau. I got that wrong so many times. But I kind of want to stick to Warp Corp because I think he's significantly worse, which makes it... I don't know, he's a fucking 3-star. I'll stick with that anyway, because I'd quite like to have the consistency. You know, a little themed team. They're always fun. Going for a little bit less efficiency on this one. Foreman not being efficient? Oh, how unheard of. I know. Don't worry, I know. This is fucking sick, and I think I'd quite like it. And it is a charge thingy. That's a really good passive. Start of the turn, if this unit took no damage last turn, gained 4 charge count. And hitting enemies with lower speed inflicts rupture count. That's really solid. Okay. Well, here's a charge character for Rhodia. Yeah, it's Tremor. Oh. It's Tremor Burst. It's Tremor Charge specifically, so it doesn't really work with... Not quite what I want. We'd be better off finding an identity of hers that gives a completely unrelated to charge passive that just boosts characters rather than trying to force that. Wait a minute, is Merceau the fucking... Did Merceau get that fucking ID? It's him? Jesus Christ. Yeah, Tiger Mark Red. Oh my god, that's insane. I might have to buy that just for the sake of it. I don't even intend to use it right now, but... Fuck it. That exists. I feel like I need it. I would also really like that. Oh, Foreman's having trouble. There's so many cool things to get. Why are there 2 Sync Association Don Quixotes? Whose idea was this? She looks amazing there. I know Svi Gregor is supposed to be fucking insane, but it's not really what we're going for right now, unfortunately. Look, there's gonna be like 10 years of Limbus, so I got plenty of time to try out builds. Although they'll always be releasing new ones, so maybe not. I'm never gonna get around to all of them. It's just like my show. Never gonna get around to all the games I want to play. Okay, well let's get this, for sure. I know I want this.
출근 중에는 되도록 건드리지 않았으면 하오만 무엇이오?
He is literally me, for real, for real. What a fucking lad. I love how depressing he looks in all of his quote unquote more normal identities. Like, key example, this one. He hates the morning commute. He hates the 9 to 5. He can't fucking stand it. Look at him. He hates it. Look at him. He fucking hates it. Oh, it's so funny. I love him so much. The only thing that makes his time in Seven Association bearable is the constant, ever-present promise of mint tea. What would he drink as a Warp Corp employee? Because, you know, mint tea, green, Seven Association, that makes sense. What about Warp Corp? Just because he's a charge character, I get the feeling it'd be some kind of blue energy drink. And like, you know, he's so fucking tired and he's so Yi-Sang that it does nothing to him other than maintain his general existence. Kind of like me when I used to be a leaflet dropper. God, that was like fucking 13 years ago now. Shit. But yeah, Red Bull every morning. Not a good idea. Glad I shook that. I don't drink energy drinks much anymore, which is a shame because I like the flavor. They're just really bad for you. But that's most things, isn't it? Dimensional Slit, charge, energy cycle, charge, bind, rupture, dimensional rift. Oh, yes, please. Hollow dimension. Really? Fucking not gluttony. Yeah, that is gluttony, isn't it? Yeah. Gain 1 haste per 5 charge count on self next turn. That's pretty good. If this unit's skill consume charge count, apply 3 charge barrier to 1 ally with the lowest HP percentage. Charge barrier is really solid, so that's something to definitely work with. It might actually be pretty good for the modern style of difficult enemy encounters, right? Because a lot of them are unbreakable coins, so guaranteed damage unless you have good evade skills. Charge barrier could be a counter. Like, don't get me wrong, if they're inflicting on-hit effects, then that's still happening, but mitigating returning damage could be a huge difference maker. I don't know, it's just a thought. Oh, things are looking decidedly blue around here. I do like me some blue. Don Quixote, can we get you the identity? Can we do it? Can we do it today? Can we do it live for our beautiful audience? No, even if every single one was 3, we're not gonna get it. Oh well. Close. I mean, I can work on that in my own time, I suppose. They're standard fare, so they're not fucking going anywhere. Or the murder on the Warp Express could get me what I want. Thing is, I do want that though. It looks really pretty. I like blue and pink. You know how I am. It's my whole thing. That's random. That's targeted. It's only going to be 9. Oh no, it's 45. All right, that might be enough. Thank you, Kasei. Do appreciate it. Mr. Kasei, never forget. Rest in spaghetti. It still wasn't enough. I shouldn't have bought the extra thing. I shouldn't have bought the flashy shiny, but I love the blue. How much does Don Quixote need? I really kind of want to do it right now, is the thing. I do have options, though. I need 50. That's quite a few. What about this? Is there anything here I need to do? XP Luxcavation, Thread Luxcavation. I wouldn't get much, though, would I? Yeah, I'd get very little. That is fucking sick. That's pure. I don't like to use the kids' terms, but that is pure aura. Centered directly on his face. That is the scariest Merceau I've ever seen. But honestly, I just need to see this.
세 번은 곱씹어보고 내게 말 붙이길 권장하지. 혓바닥을 잡아뜯는 건 오늘은 그만하고 싶고.
Look at him. Fucking look at him. Holy shit. It's like, it's really specific and very silly. It's gonna kind of ruin it immediately, but the weird thing is, I get vibes of Leon from RE4 sitting on the fucking throne in the suit. But while that's silly, this is significantly more serious. Jesus Christ. God, that is for real, isn't it? I should have waited until the end of the season to do this shit, but I guess I would have run out of time to do the, what's it called? The, Walpurgisnacht stuff, so... Tremor burn. I mean, you both work off of Tremor, so maybe you could work with Night Owl, but it wouldn't be particularly well... synergized. It is just a better burn identity than Lure South Section 6, so I suppose that's a factor, isn't it? Ooh, look at that. Ah, yes, very good. There's some cool stuff to get here, actually. I need to try and get this shit. I don't know, maybe. What this does mean, however, is we can do one more fucking extraction on this. Yes! It's all uphill from here while Purgisnacht sweep! Probably not, but we'll see. It could be, if you believe hard enough, if you make sure to smash that like button, I'm sure Limbus will show us some favor and give us what we want. And by we, I mean me. This doesn't affect you in the fucking slightest, but, you know, I'm a content creator, which means the entire world revolves around me. So what I want is obviously what you want, and what you want is obviously just what I want. So, ergo, you should just give me what I want, and then you'll be happy. That's how it works. I know how this shit works. Okay, that's pretty good.
모든 슬픔과 눈물을 끌어모아 대신 울어드릴 수 있다면
Good stuff, good stuff. It's another ego. I'll take it. It's not what I wanted, but I'll take it. We did get some Don Quixotes as well, so that is more ego shards. Is it what I wanted, though? No. I wanted that. That's what I wanted. Ah, it's fine. This is going to be a lot of work for a video that's going to be quite short and, probably not that interesting, but fuck it. Why not? I've got some time today. And we're not going to be doing a lot of Limbus until fucking Canto 9 comes out anyway, so
놓치지 말게.
maybe one last hurrah of spending everything we've got before Season 9 rolls in, because I know the fucking ego shards don't carry over. Other than that, this will pretty much be it. I'd show this, but what's the fucking point? I'm literally win rating it, and it's a boss that we've all seen a million times and fought a million times. I am thinking of setting up a second Envy team, because I really like Envy teams. So I'm wondering if maybe, you know, we've got this one, which is just Peckard and, Middle. Maybe go in a different direction? Like, I know Heathcliff has a lot of Envy identities. Many more rewards. It's just some tickets. It doesn't help. XP tickets don't help me with what I'm trying to do right now, but it will help in the future, for sure, because I'm trying to build a whole new team. 3 boxes, all that for 3 boxes, which is not enough. It just ain't. That didn't help at all. Oh, okay, well. Charge is as charge is right now. Obviously, Don Quixote will be replaced with Warp Corp Don Quixote. That's obvious. Now, what does everyone else need to be is the question. What can they actually provide that we could use? Ally with ammo, that doesn't do a lot for us. Do you provide anything? Envy, one ally of the highest max HP deals more damage, pierce damage at less HP. Could be. Surely someone here is doing a lot of pierce. Oh yeah, no, there is pierce damage. You're using blunt. Your slash. Your slash. Your pierce. Okay, maybe. There's gotta be something Heathcliff can do for us, surely. 7 association passives are universally pretty terrible, unless you put in the work, which I don't think I've ever done. What's your passive again? It's lost spaced. Very specific. Could be good, but very specific. That's Tremor, which we're not doing. What about you, sir? Least SP loses 10 SP when hit by an attack and gains 1 blunt damage up. It could be useful, but probably not. It would be a good support for... Well, maybe a good support for N-Corp. Maybe. When ally with the fastest speed inflicts +1 nails. I think that requires them to even inflict nails in order for that to take effect. What about standard Heathcliff? Lowest max HP deals plus 10% blunt damage. If it was just damage, I'd take it, but it's not. What about you? When ally the highest speed less than 0, nah. What about you? I know you do something charge related. One deployed ally, max number one deployed ally, so the first one. Max charge count plus 5. When conditions are met, this effect will remain activated until the start of the next turn. Suppose so, but it's better than nothing, I guess. What about you? Forgot I had you, to be honest. Whenever the one ally with the least HP deals and takes 20% more damage. I kind of like that, but how are we doing for Wrath at this time? I'm not seeing a lot of Wrath, although you have Overcharge, so that's 1. I don't know what yours are. I suppose I could check, but no Wrath here. No Wrath here. Some Wrath here. I suppose there's enough for it to be a thing. But I can't help but feel that multi-crack would probably be the better shout, just for the extra charge accumulation. Well, it's not charge accumulation, it's just max charge count. And it's only for one character. I'll take that because I want to up-tie that anyway, because I'm thinking for like another NV team, I might want to use multi-crack Heathcliff because he's really cool and I quite like him and I'd want to use him. So yeah, we'll do that for now. Ishmael, I don't think you've got a lot to offer. Not this team. One ally with the least HP and less than 50% of max HP gains 1 clash power in a clash. Oh, that's really good, actually. Maybe standard Ishmael will be the way to go. Captain's Orders is useful if you're not fighting one boss on its own. Really depends. Depends on the encounter. I remember this being pretty terrible. Yeah, it's pretty awful. That's sinking based. This is the best series of elbow strikes I've ever seen. I remember the good old days. Burn focused. What about you? One ally at least HP gains plus 2 counter skill fun. Could be, but it's not really what we're doing. It's good support for a middle team, actually. But in our middle team, we have Captain Ishmael, so, you know, we'll go standard Ishmael. Standard Rhodium might be a good shout as well. Most HP deals 20% damage with head coins, with heads coins even, which is already really good. That's bleed stuff. Although, actually, well, I mean, it does allow for the reducing of bleed, but it's very specific. I don't like ones that increase specific types of damage because teams usually have multiple. So I can just see situations where I'm getting bonuses that don't do anything. I suppose that is pretty useful against bosses, because bosses tend to have a defense skill alongside all their attacks, or at least they do nowadays. Yeah, standard Rhodia, I think, works for that. Sinclair, I'm also not confident in having a passive that will work for us, but maybe. When ally at least SP gains 1 attack power up the turn after an ally is defeated. Very specific. Well, not very specific, but we kind of want to stop people from dying. When ally with the least current HP percentage gains 2 defense level up for said allies from the middle, they also gain offense level up. That is really good, it's just not for us. Slower speed gains 1 final power. Yeah, it might be you, actually. Stubbornness is really good as well. Actually, Sinclair's got some solid passives. 10% damage to enemies with lower SP. Yeah, that's solid. You know what? Sinclair is actually doing alright. Haste and defense level up to 1 ally with the lowest HP percentage. Yeah, that's really good too. Yeah, we'll go Blade Lineage Salzu, that's fine. And finally, Grigor, if you've got anything that can help, although your standard passive is pretty great. Just healing HP is really nice. This is, yeah, entirely dependent on him dying, which doesn't help us. This, I'm pretty sure, is detrimental. Yeah, it is. Could be useful, but I don't really want to lose SP. It's decent. Remember rightly, this is, yeah, pretty nothing. Although offense level down is nice. This will be burn focused. No, actually, it's not. But not many characters have 4 or more coins. so it's mid. That's whatever, really. Defense power down is not a huge deal. Sometimes it is, but not often enough. Standard Greg, I think. So the idea really will be to focus on winning with the first 7, and if that doesn't work out, boy, are we in trouble. But that would be the intent. Now, something else I want to fucking play with while I've got you here. There's no escape now. Can I go, like... I just want to go NV2, maybe. Or we'll go NV testing. Because I have plenty of good Envy characters. I'm wondering if I can make an Envy team that isn't middle and Pecod based. Your skill 3 is an Envy. But your general skills aren't. Your skill 2 is Envy. And this is Gluttony based. You've got fuck all Envy on your War Corp. No Envy here. Pretty sure there's no Envy here. Yeah, I've used this one enough to know. This does have Envy, but it's skill 3. And I know this doesn't. Yeah. I mean, there's not much reason to not use Pecod, but I might give that a try purely because he does have a passive, combat passive, that heals SP, which is actually really good. Plus, I'd love to use him, so... We'll try that for him. We got multi-crack there. We have many potential uses for Don Quixote. Thinking mainly this, because I'm just not using it at the moment. It does some rupture, but it's not crazy about rupture. Fuck it. We'll have you in there. This will be a very weird team. That'll be the fun of it, I reckon. Your skill 3 is an Envy. I prefer to have skill 1 or 2 be Envy, just because it allows for more Envy generation. Oh, it might be N-Corp fucking Contempt. It might be. Seeing some Envy in there already. Although, to be fair, fucking Red Eyes is a fantastic Envy character. Good for support. So, if we were to get you, do you focus on Envy? No, you focus on Lust. What about you? No Envy. That's a shame. I guess Red Eyes would make the most sense. Do you do much in the way of Envy if you're not a middle character? I don't think you do. But I'll have a look. This is very much called testing because I'm purely using it to explore other options in regards to Envy teams. And I'm trying to avoid using anything I'm already using. Although I probably have to use you because, frankly, you're just the best Envy choice for Musso. As a support passive, he could be healing the SP for Faust and Heathcliff, so that's something. But it's mainly to explore my options, and I think the overall result would be a melding of the Envy team we have and what I'm currently putting together here. That'd be the idea, anyway. I don't know. I'm not exactly going to start pouring resources into this. I'm focusing on the charge team for now. On Warp Corp, but it's interesting to see what's available. I mean, it's probably gonna have to be Ting Tang. That's kind of your Envy identity, isn't it? And I love Ting Tang, although people have said Reindeer Honglur is good for this too, but we don't have Reindeer Honglur right now, so it's not an option. But it would be a good option if I was to lean into this concept. I forgot we had the Lord of Hongyan, honestly, I really did. Need to do something with that at some point. Ting Tang for now. Kurakumo Captain Ishmael is also something of an Envy identity, but not really leaning into it. I suppose Reindeer Ishmael is an option, but meh. Really, Captain Ishmael makes the most sense, even if we just had her as a support character. Rhodia also doesn't work with Envy very much, although Sword Sharpen with Tears does have a fair bit. Oh, it's actually just skill 2, but there's a fair bit going on there. Fuck it, take it for now. I mean, possibly could go for fucking Los Mariachis. Akis, whatever, however it's pronounced. It could be fun, if nothing else. Although, to be honest, it's really hard to argue with Middle Sinclair. He fucking rules. Having said that, his support kind of sucks. Ah, fuck it. He is just incredible. And obviously, Warp Corp. Oh, I've got so many Otis identities, goddamn. Can you tell I like her? I think this would have to be Warp Corp Otis. And then it would have to be Heishu for you. Unless that has Envy. No, not really. Okay, so... Yeah, the main reason I've stuck with using Middle and Peckard in my base Envy team is because there is so much synergy going on. You've got two different teams buffing and supporting each other, basically, and working well with each other. Because all the Middle bring all of the Envy, and they all work together with their, like, grudge marks and stuff like that. And then you've got the Peckards, who are bringing a lot of Pride, and Captain Ishmael, who's buffing the whole team, and then also using Pursue Them to the End to proc, like, follow-up attacks. And those follow-up attacks are actually really good for Don Quixote and for Sinclair, because both of their skill 1s give them SP. So if you manage to land one of those at the start of the fight, and it's one of those two who get the follow-up attack, you're building up to your max potential strength a lot quicker. Because you're just getting free SP as well as dealing damage, and it's small amounts of bleed which really don't do much, but it's a little bit of extra damage in the grand scheme of things. It's a really good bit of synergy, and that's why I like that team. They're definitely not top tier, but they are really good. And that's why I focus so much on Middle and Peckard. Here, I've got a lot of fun identities which are really cool and do really good shit by themselves, but they don't work together, which is a bit of an issue. They don't really support each other. Like, you know, this is really cool. There's some really cool stuff here, but it doesn't work with anyone else other than providing Envy for the purposes of Envy Resonance. That is the only synergy with other team members as far as I can see. It's kind of the same with Rogier as well. It's just with the power of justice. There's no actual synergy with the other team members. Yi Sang provides an advantage because he actually synergizes with everyone simply because he has Inner Ardor, which is providing SP healing, which is super good. That's super useful. Ting Tang isn't really made for, like, synergy. He's just an Envy identity, and that's fine. I personally think Don Quixote should be Middle, but I'm going to stick with In the Name of Love and Hate because it'd be fun. Heathcliff probably should be Peckard, but I'm going to keep Multicrack because it's kind of sick. I guess I'll keep it like this, but boy, this is nowhere near as efficient as this team. Just ain't. Maybe with more identities, I could bring this together a bit more. Like, people keep mentioning Reindeer Honglu. Maybe he would synergize well with the multi-crack characters. And also with the syncing. He would... You know, it kind of feels like he actually brings this team together a little bit. This new version, anyhow. Do I have enough to... No, nowhere near. Okay, but it's not going anywhere. It's standard fare, so I'll be able to buy it whenever I want. I feel like, yeah, I feel like what this second testing fucking Envy team needs... Well, yeah, it is Envy. What they need is Reindeer Honglu, because it goes well with Don Quixote, because there's syncing application. It goes well with Rodia because there's syncing application. It goes well with the multi-crack characters because there's charge build-up. Provides Envy, so that's also providing value. It creates a situation where it might actually be better to have you replaced with a different you, but different bonuses, unless we had you on the front line. But the front line would currently be looking like Faust, Heathcliff, Don Quixote. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we'd get 2 more. And how's your passive do? You would make for a decent support, but you are also insanely good on the front line. But that's a point, actually, because Otis doesn't require aid from anyone else, literally anyone else, to get her charge going. She does it entirely by herself. So she might actually be better as a support in this specific team, because if things are coming down to the wire, she walks out with improved SP, because, you know, she was in reserve, and just starts fighting really well by herself. Possibly. On the other hand, if someone was feeding her charge, she'd probably do even better. Then again, it's hard. It's difficult, it's tricky, it's tough. I think his support is kind of shit. Maybe. It's only because I've not played with charge much, so I don't know what works and what doesn't, okay? So you're gonna have to forgive me for any mistakes I'm making here. This is purely first impressions, first delving into charge teams, never really played with it before in Limbus, figuring shit out. But I think Reindeer Honglu would bring this together, absolutely. That's a point, actually. I need to check. Yeah, Love and Hate is unique charge. I had a feeling, but I kept forgetting to check. That is unique charge, so she is a charge character, which means she benefits from those bonuses. She's actually a really good charge support, because not only does she allow people to get more charge, but she heals their SP based on how much charge they have. And HP. She's fucking insane as a charge support. Okay, right, where's that fucking charge team I make? Oh, but that has to be Don Quixote Warp Core. Fuck! Ah! She would have been perfect! Oh, but I said I wanted Warp Corp. And she's literally the 7th member of the Warp Corp team. It has to be that fucking goddamn. But she might be a really good support for this lot. Possibly. Which actually maybe. Oh, yeah, maybe. You might actually be a good frontliner here as a charge character. With these backing you up, I don't know, it could be decent. Then again, Otis only powers up their massive attacks where they're consuming charge count, so she's not entirely exceptional as a support. I mean, I don't know. No, it wouldn't work very well. I don't think, anyway. What about you, Yi-Sang? I haven't checked your passive. At the end of the turn, heal 10 SP for one ally with least SP if they lost SP. That's really useful, actually. SP healing is nothing to turn your nose up at. We have him in the back line, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we don't need one more. Why not Reindeer Ishmael as 7? Because we're almost kind of doing envy charge sinking. Because if we try and focus on making Don Quixote a minus coin character, or just have her off, there are multiple ways we could go with it. But envy charge sinking. Up to 10 tags can be selected. Okay, so envy charge sinking. I don't know. It seems a little far-fetched. It sounds like shit that sounds good on paper but would not work practically, but maybe. Surely there are characters that could work with this, perhaps. If we have a little look through here, obviously, well, I still want to get Warp Corp Don Quixote for a different team, but she wouldn't help with this, but I'm looking forward to that for sure. Obviously, we want you, because you're going to be bringing the charge and the sinking. Although, oh yeah, you gain sinking and you inflict sinking. Okay, cool, that works, that's fine. What about you? You're just big boy charge tough guy. Okay, might be better for this. Really should look into getting him at some point, but for now, not necessary. The Prince of La Mancha Land? Well, hang on a minute, there's new shit here. Merceau? As Cassetti? He's the most handsome man I've ever seen. Holy shit. This isn't useful for what I'm trying to make right now. I just didn't know this existed. Holy crap. So Bloodfiend's team looking more and more usable, right? Fucking hell. I mean, I don't have the manager and I don't have the priest and they're currently unavailable, but thoughts for the future. Is that Heathcliff? Oh, fuck off. That's the best thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Gimme.
새로 들어온 놈들도 전부 뒤졌고. 끈적한 긴급이 들어간다.
Oh, he's basically in character from The Surge. Holy shit. That Botgak brought some great stuff. Holy crap. I'm probably gonna regret that purchase, but fuck it. That doesn't help my sinking Envy charge team at all, but I don't care. That's dope. Okay, fuck, goddamn. It makes me think though, if we're going sinking Envy charge, what have you, Would, where is he? Would fucking emo Heathcliff not be a good shout? When allied, the least SP loses 10 SP when hit by an attack and gains 1 blunt damage up. Would that work well for Don Quixote? These are blunt attacks. Because she'd be getting her SP healed by other things, but maybe also losing it and gaining power thanks to Sun Shower. Maybe. Possibly. Potentially. Oh, goddamn, Heathcliff. Wait a minute. My Warp Corp team! Yes, baby! We're gonna have a Heathcliff in there and all. Wait a minute. Because we get Heathcliff in there. There he is. And then... I mean, I'm probably still gonna go Warp Corp Don Quixote, but you could be in the name of love and hate and be that ultimate fucking charge support we were looking for. Interesting. That's changed a lot of things. You gain shield equal to charge potency, so you can run with that. The unit with the earliest deployment order gains charge count past the max charge count cap by using a skill. The unit gains 1 charge barrier next turn for every charge count that exceeds them. That's really good. One day I'll wear me armor for cancelled trains. What are you talking about, lad? Fuck me. Alright, well, the fucking Warp Corp. I didn't know about that. I can't stress enough how much I didn't know there was a Heathcliff Warp Corp identity. I had no fucking idea. My plan was to use goddamn fucking multi-crack as the support. Heathcliff's gotten 2 identities from Murder on the Warp Express. 2 charge characters for Heathcliff from Murder on the Warp Express. Fuck me. Right, well, okay. Right, well, you know what? I'm going to call it here because I'm talking myself in circles now. And I'm kind of tired. So I'm not really taking in as much information as I'd like to, but... Okay, right. No, I didn't mean to drive. No, I don't want to drive. No, I'm too tired to drive. Can't do it right now. MV charge sinking. This is what I really want to hear you guys' opinions on, and I want to hear input and I want to hear ideas because this seems like a really fun idea, right? Obviously, Reindeer Honglur is crucial, brings the team together, vitally important, right? But where do we go with everyone else? Because if we're leaning into sinking, then instead of normal Yi Sang, Solemn Lament is an option. Because when an ally hits with a skill, consume 2 sinking on the target to inflict them with Butterfly. Which could be something, but that does mean we need to be inflicting enough sinking for that to matter, right? We have to be putting out decent sinking count and sinking potency, and I don't know if we're necessarily doing that with this lot. It could be. I mean, I'm looking at most of these characters at uptime 1. Like, obviously, some of this is going to get more potent at higher uptime levels. You apply sinking, don't you? Oh, no. Oh no, I can't use middle little brother Sinclair. I have to use the Mariachi Sinclair. I have to. He's an envy sinking character. Not literally envy sinking character, but he's a sinking character who uses envy skills. If target's SP is below 0, boost crit chance proportional to target's SP. So he even plays off this concept. He's made for a sinking team. I'm not saying he's necessarily good, but it'll have to be that way. If only that was Reindeer Merceau, that would really fucking bring it together. He doesn't do, I mean, from what the identities I have, he doesn't do a lot in the way of sinking, which is unfortunate. I mean, yeah, your Daiichi identity is sinking, but it's not envy and it doesn't do charge. It's literally just sinking, which is not quite what I'm looking for. I said I was going to stop and I'm still talking. How about that? How about that? Problem is, your combat passive is not brilliant. We don't necessarily need you on the front line. What we could do, potentially, this is fucking playing with ego shards I don't have. But if you're passive, at the end of the turn, when ally with the highest charge count gains max speed +1 per 5 charge count. Okay, it's not a fantastic support, but it would be something. Obviously doesn't provide sinking, but bleed is never a bad thing. Bleed is always helpful. I imagine you're going to be a damn sight tougher than this version of Merceau, though I don't know that for sure. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pull away from this for a moment. Thoughts and input on NV charge syncing, because I think this would be a fun idea. Quite like to put it together. Gregor, what are we gonna do with you, Greg? Because we have a lot of ways to basically lean into, in the name of love and hate, sinking into hate, right? And sinking into hysteria, even. Because we could also bring out Edgar Familier Gregor, and that could work with that. Once again, this all sounds like shit that's going to be great on paper, but perform like absolute bollocks. But obviously, I don't want to make something that's going to perform like absolute bollocks, because what's the fucking point? Unless you've got a really fun gimmick going with it, right? But I don't need this to be optimally incredible, and I'm not sitting here thinking it would be. But if it functions, like if it actually functions as a team, that would be really interesting and cool. You'd get a lot of fun, different characters on the boards doing all their envy shit and having it all come together to produce some kind of result. We haven't even gotten into ego, it occurs to me. Maybe we'll cover this again sometime soon and we'll actually get into the ego, because that's a thing. I mean, Don Quixote's is pretty fucking obvious. We've got all of that, so yeah. Maybe I'll just look real quick. Maybe I can't help it. Lutzak, obviously. Bygone Days, Wishing Ken. Elbolix and May as well. And then there's you. Look, you're not going to provide a lot for these purposes. You're probably going to be a support again. Not because she's not good. Fucking Red Eye's Penitence is incredible. Super strong. But for the purposes of making this team a specific way, unless you do something for this. What is Contempt? Is any of this like... It appears to just be Bleed and Tremor. I don't think it's quite what I'm looking for. This is not a syncing identity at all, despite being released alongside a shit ton of syncing identities, which is a shame. Ryoshu doesn't really do syncing, at least not from the identities I have. We'll just keep fucking Red Eyes for now. Sure. Then there's you. You have some envy capability, but nothing really syncing adjacent. Honglua has a bit more to offer on this front with Is Cavernous Wailing syncing or Tremor? It's Tremor, isn't it? It's fucking Tremor. Yeah, it's just Tremor. Yeah, it's not particularly helpful. It's not unhelpful, it's just not helpful either. I think Land of Illusion, yeah, is the most useful thing he has for this specific setup. Maybe if we look at passives. That's Rupture, which is useful. This is Charge Count. Okay, that's significantly more useful. What about Lasso? Anything here? I mean, Time to Hunt is useful, I suppose. Not bad. What about your passive? Tremor Burst? It's useless. Okay, Lasso. Most of it's probably not going to come into play anyway. Heathcliff. Does this do syncing to other people? It does. Okay, that's useful. I love binds. It's one of my favorite skills. This is all Tremor, although it looks fucking sick. Yasunyata is always fun. I mean, it's an MV team. You gotta have Body Sack. Bell Bullet is always fun. And you have some... Yeah, you have some syncing. Well, you have some Gloom at the very least. You don't have any Envy. And if we're not leaning into Envy, we may as well lean into Gloom. Bygone Days does syncing and heals people based on syncing, so that's super good. Tidal Elegy works off of syncing. Okay. It's kind of... It's not quite a Gloom hybrid, but it's kind of heading in that direction. What about 100-footed Death Maggot? This does do syncing. Okay, could work with that. And then as for Vav, well, all we've got is Blind Obsession, my beloved. And you, do you really do syncing? I've never noticed Strodia to do much syncing. She could, she just chooses not to. Well, I mean, that's useful. Yeah, Hex now heals, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Yeah, super useful. Great for a fucking NV team. Indicant's Trial. Burn, Searing. It's also a heal. Does Does it use different resources? That's Lust, Pride, and Envy. This is Wrath and Pride. Okay, yeah, so that might be a heal if we can't get Hexnail off, which there is literally very few reasons why we wouldn't be able to do Hexnail, but Lust is kind of an issue. Lust is kind of the issue I'm choosing to ignore right now. Let me just go through the egos and I'm gonna have a look at Lust real quick. I still haven't ended the video. I said I would and I haven't. I was gonna end the video because I was like, I can't do it right now, and I can't, and I am. I'm actually doing it right now. Not ending the video, just continuing to talk about shit. Anything here that does sinking? Rupture and yeah, gluttony damage doesn't really help as such. I think it's your only FAP though, so you may as well have it. And yeah, this is literally a case of may as well. Lava bubble, does this do sinking? Yes, it does. Thank you very much. And may as well get that. Okay, good. And then there's you, Otis, my beloved. Binds, does this still do sinking? Nope, this is a tremor version. That's a shame. But that's okay. What about this? This is burn, isn't it? Mostly burn focus, because it was made to work with both the identity and also kind of with Dawn Office. Sinclair, a little bit. A little bit of intended synergy there. Lost fragility. Yeah. Otis doesn't, although Otis could work better with this team maybe, but it's hard to say. SP heal is nice. If we just have a quick look, because we've got, where is she? Wuthering Heights Chief Butler, who does do a ton of sinking and capitalizes on sinking as well. Clash power +1 to one ally, the most SP when clashing against targets of less than 25 SP. That could be really good. But this does lean us away from charge a little bit, although that might not necessarily be a bad thing. Let's not worry about that now. I'm gonna wait to hear you guys' input. I think that'd be wiser. Bygone Days. Solemn Lament. Greg, you're bringing everything I want, mate. As you always do. You fucking legend. Yeah, Unbrilliant Glory just is cool. Promise, if we're gonna have Unbrilliant Glory though, then what we would want is for him to be on the scene sooner rather than later. We're probably not gonna go with Sear Branch or Sea Branch, whatever the fuck it's called, Sheer, whatever, because although Sheer Branch does work really well with Unbrilliant Glory purely because it all benefits from him being on the scene as soon as possible. Although Unbrilliant Glory does stop him from dying, so I'm thinking Edgar family Gregor just to kind of increase the sinking output. I'm all hiccupy, I'm sorry. HE, your HE currently is Solemn Lament. Surely that's going to be the fucking sinking thing. Yeah, this is unique sinking. Butterfly counts as sinking. Okay, so that's the one we want. I'd love to get Christmas Nightmare in there because it's cool. And it does capitalize on sinking quite well, but Solemn Lament, I don't feel like I need to explain myself any further. Does Lantern work off of sinking? No, this is Rupture. Okay. Bygone Days works well. Suddenly One Day. Okay, yeah. How are we doing for Lust? We get Lust from Ting Tang. Greg provides some, but not much. Then again, it is a skill 3, so we're going to want to throw it out every time we can. But we run into the same issue our other NV team runs into, which is just a distinct lack of Lust skills. Although, we could get Wuthering Heights Faust in here. It does move us away from charge a little bit, though. How far away from charge can we truly move? It depends how much we want to stick to charge, doesn't it? Envy sinking is not a bad idea by itself. Fuck, I've lost you now. Where you're there. This doesn't have envy. It's just sinking. No envy, no charge, just sinking. Which I'm not in love with. This has no sinking, but it does have charge and envy. And it has lust. You might need to be on the field first and foremost, just so we can start generating that shit. Okay, I'm gonna step away from this now. I want to hear some opinions, and I want to come back to this at some point, because I like the idea of this team. This seems really fun. It could just be shit, though. I don't know. We'll find out. But how long have I been recording for? 2 hours. I've been sat here for 2 hours. This was just supposed to be me rolling for Walpurgis Night stuff, and then also maybe setting up the charge team for next time. And instead, I fell into like a wormhole of NV charge sinking. And yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, Reindeer Hongler, obviously need that, have to get it, super important. I can't think of any other IDs I specifically need right now for this. Okay, I feel myself coming back in now. I need to stop. Just having a quick gander. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got everything that I'm aware of that we need right now. If you have any other thoughts where you're like, actually, this identity would absolutely fucking bring it together, let me know. That would be helpful. But yes, I think this works. Potentially, allegedly, possibly. We'll see. Let me know what you think. Be interested to hear your input. And if you're like, Foreman, this team's not optimal, yeah, I know. Believe me, if I wanted to make an optimal team, it would not be difficult. I could go much more optimal than this, but I don't consider that to be particularly interesting. From an overall gameplay perspective, because, look lads, I've not been struggling with the Cantos, really. I struggled with one fight in Canto 7, and that's the most struggle we've had recently, not including the Pilgrimage of Compassion, in which I really did genuinely struggle with those 2 fights because they were quite difficult. My point is that I do not want to rock up to a Canto with an optimal team, because it's too easy. It is much too easy. I'd rather build something a little more unconventional, a little more creative, and a little more like experimental, and then have a proper scrap. Rather than rock up with, say, as much as I would love to do this, believe me, I do plan to do this at some point, but instead of, say, Lord Honglu and his Heishu pack, which would absolutely dust them. Like, with very little contest. Hell, I'm dusting most things with very little contest with my current Envy team. With the middle and with Pekod, and that's not even optimal, really. So yeah, I'm inclined to try something a little different, a little unconventional, just to see what kind of fun we can have, to see what kind of bullshit we can put together and force to work. Because getting some proper syncing going with an MV charge team sounds fun and interesting, and there's a lot of weird different characters on the field, and that's a ton of fun. I don't have to worry too much about build crafting the fucking Warp Corp team, because it's the fucking Warp Corp team. They are made to, at least to some extent, work with each other. It's kind of the whole point. I just want to do that because I want to have my fucking Warp Corp dudes running around doing charge attacks and shit. I love Warp Corp. I think Warp Corp's fucking sick. I love the blue. I love the dimensional rifts. I love the weapons. The weapons are fucking sick. That's set. But NV charge sinking, NV charge sinking. Oh boy, there's some play here. Even if there isn't. Even if there most emphatically isn't. I want to see if I can figure it out. But and with you guys' help, of course, your input would be greatly appreciated. We could build something cool together potentially. And then before the season ends, because I'll need to probably spend all of my fucking ego shards, won't I? Yeah, I want to spend as many of these as possible. Before the season ends, so feel free to warn me when you hear that the season's about to end, so that I know to do it. We can come together, get the last few things we want to get with our ego shards, and then maybe workshop this shit a bit more with what you guys have said previously. Could be fun, I don't know. Let me know what you think. But that's all from me for today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I had a surprising amount of fun, actually. That was weirdly enjoyable. I do like build crafting. I do it a lot in Baldur's Gate 3. I guess it has to be a certain kind of game for me to really enjoy build crafting, but in the ones I do, I really do. I don't do it very often, but it can be very enjoyable. Special thanks to our members and patrons: Agent of Chaos, Honor D, Sophia, Geigen, Callie, Prince of Lemons, Moongod, Megan, Addison Sells, Voltwolf, Miscreant, Rakariku, Crescent, Tony the Horse, Lila Hexira, Abyssalanchi, Princeps, Jacomu, Superstitics, Vihard, Mighty PH, Entistora, Lanthelian, Gage Johnson, Saga, Rory, Jack, Ninjdog, Amber Fox, Grand Captain General Peace, Mean Babby Back Turtle, Cuds, Canis Samaria, Portugal Breck, Lifesteal, Unclever Name, Summercat Flanny, Painted Dragoon, Proxy, Caminera Moa, Harak J, Dressos, Lol, Etherbin, Linky, Zeon, Cedar Bimbo, Talkia, Honeydew, Sweet Baby Red, Jessica Deep, Tony Pie, Juma Ghost Up, Lullaby, K-Bob, Magic Owl, The Frostbite, SB1068, and Nayman for supporting me on YouTube and on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you all so much for watching. I do apologize if I was a bit all over the place today, both in terms of my maniacal descent into trying to making an NV charge sinking team, and also early on in the video where I started a lot of points and then stopped them and like really didn't follow up on myself. I am quite tired. I am quite tired at the moment. I'm taking what opportunities I can to actually put some content out. I didn't do this because I was like, shit, I just need to throw out a fucking Limbus video. I did it because I saw there was stuff in the Walpurgis Night extraction that I really wanted to get, most emphatically Night Owl Gregor, and thought it would be good to catch that on camera, you know, because I know you guys like to see the extractions and shit, so I wanted to make sure that was done on camera. But yeah, it's just, I see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I just started a point and now I can't remember what my point was. And I'm usually I still make this mistake sometimes when I'm not tired, but I'm usually a lot better than this. It's just the way I am at the moment. My point is, I apologize for the nature of which I have been delving into topics and stuff and then just dropping them and not finishing my points, because I am a little bit tired at the moment. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I apologize, it's not anything particularly, you know, saucy or fancy or high tier or anything like that, but when I get a bee in my bonnet about Limbus and the teams and stuff, I like to share it, because I think there is some fun to be had with that. And I guess more emphatically, like I said before, not in building a team that's easily unstoppable, because it's easy to do. It's too easy to do, because there are so many IDs now that are mad, actually fucking mad. Wild Hunt Heathcliff, Lord Hong Le, fucking manager of La Mancha Land Don Quixote. There's so much you can do that is so ridiculously strong. Burn teams are easy to put together, charge teams are easy to put together, fucking bleed teams are easy to put together. The fucking Kurakumo clan, if I didn't want to put any effort in, I would just run the Kurakumo again. And Blade Lineage, despite being fucking old by now, that is an old set of identities in the grand scheme of things, still remarkably effective. I could still run that and win most encounters, frankly. I like the idea of mixing things up a bit. I also really like my color-themed teams. I'm actually really enjoying those at the moment. I'd like to see what else I can do with it, like, you know, Gluttony, Sloth, and shit like that. See what else I can play with. But for now, my heart is set on Envy. It kind of is. It kind of is. So we'll see what happens from that. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go so you don't have to keep listening to me and drop topics. Thank you so much for watching. Whatever happens next time, hope I see you there. Doodles. Goodbye.